Now, this is my favourite story of the day because I love talking about space. NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson is back on Earth, landing in Kazakhstan with two others after a record-setting spaceflight.
Indeed, she now holds the record for longest time cumulatively spent in space, an amazing 655 days by an American.
Yeah, the 57-year-old spent the past 9.5 months in space on her third mission to the International Space Station, during doing 10 spacewalks, more than any other woman.
Yeah, she is the only female astronaut to have commanded the International Space Station twice. Astronaut Jack Fisher and Russian cosmonaut Fyodor Yurkin were also on board the Russian capsule.
Well, in the studio, we have with us adventurer and explorer Per Wimmer. Good to see you, Per. I mean, we cannot underestimate the achievements of this woman. All these days out in space. Just give us an idea of the training, the blood, the sweat, the tears that goes into preparing for such missions.
Absolutely, there's huge work behind it on behalf of Peggy, and but obviously she's done it 3 times now, so she knows what she was in for on the 3rd time. You have to go through quite a lot of physical exposures, because you have to be able to absorb the G-forces as you go up, a minimum of 6 Gs and 3 Gs this way. So she would have had to go through the centrifuge, spinning around and effectively simulating a complete space launch before going in a controlled environment. She would also have done 0G, weightless gravity flights, where you fly up and you effectively allow the plane to nosedive straight down. That creates sort of weightlessness for 30-40 seconds at a time. I've done that myself. It's fantastic, I can tell you. You're flying around and you're like a kid in a candy store. But it's not without dangers and challenges, and that's why you do it. Because you get exposed to a new environment that your mind is not used to. So all those things would have prepared her for going up. Nevertheless, it's quite common that some of the astronauts are actually sick even when they arrive at the space station.
What effect will this latest mission have on her body now she's back on Earth?
Well, when you stay in space for longer than 2 months, your bone starts to deteriorate effectively. So when now that she's back on Earth, she'll have to drink a lot of milk effectively to recover and to rebuild her bone structure. It's simple that there's radiation in space, and slowly but surely it would degenerate. So she's going to have to get back on her feet again, so to speak. She has also done a lot of amazing experience up there, in fact, testing what space means on your body. She's done some antibody research, which can be useful for cancer. She's done some lung testing. She's also got some tests on eyes, which could be useful for longer missions in space. And she's obviously very well placed for this.
So how long will it be until she can go back up there? Because presumably she wants to do that pretty soon.
I'm not sure she gets to fly again. She's been up 3 times. But in the short term, what's going to happen is the next month and a half, she will actually be very busy. Not only doing a lot of health checks, she will also be debriefing NASA on how the results were, how it felt, etc., and also how to best improve procedures at NASA, how to make time in space more efficient, so they can squash in more trials and that sort of things next time they go up. But I mean, Peggy has achieved so many great things. I think she should be very happy. Her CV is amazing. I think it's more a question for Jack. Jack was the first time he went up, and I'm sure he'll be delighted to go up again.
I love the idea of the International Space Station, all these different scientists, astronauts, cosmonauts, all coming together, doing experiments up in space, down here on Earth, all working for that common goal.
It's true, isn't it? On Earth, we're fighting each other. There's wars everywhere. We heard your stories about North Korea earlier today. In space and amongst astronauts, we're best friends. I mean, it's one global community come together for one common goal. I mean, we just want to have more space. We want to explore. We want to learn more as humankind. And that's also why we as humans have advanced so much compared to, say, other animals, etc. It's our curiosity. It's our ability to execute on that. And coming together as an international community, that is wonderful. And I tell you, I've got so many great friends from all over the world as a result of my space interest. I highly recommend it to anybody who's listening today.
Oh, love it, Per. Really appreciate you coming in and sharing your thoughts. Great story. Now,